Well, and of course, John took care of my baby when she was playing basketball too. So. And we had more than our time in the training room. No, I saw him. We came in. He was out in the audience.
for the presentation of the colors by the Junior ROTC, followed by our national anthem performed by our Sounds of Summit seniors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang away, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We, the class of 2002 of Lee Summit High School, gather on this grand occasion to recognize our achievements, to celebrate our transition to a new chapter in our lives. This ceremony honors the graduates of Lee Summit High School and pays tribute to personal initiative, but it honors our community as well. This ceremony, we graduates are the beneficiaries of a network of educators, students, parents, and community. You have come to honor us. In turn, we acknowledge you. You may now be seated.
Board of Education, administrators, parents, faculty, friends, and fellow graduates, I welcome you to the 2002 Lee Summit High School commencement exercises. It is meaningful for us that you are joining us on this significant occasion to recognize our achievements. We want to recognize you for the time and personal concern that you have invested into our lives during this 13-year venture. If at times we neglected to say this, we do not sound publicly. Thank you for the contributions in our lives.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement ceremonies for the Lee Summit High School graduating class of 2002. We're very proud of our graduates, and we're pleased to see you here on their behalf. I'm Tony Stansbury, Superintendent of the Lee Summit R7 School District. It's a privilege for me to introduce the members of our school district Board of Education. I would ask that you please hold your applause until all 7 members have been introduced. Mr. Jeff Tyndall, President. Mr. Tom Zamar, Vice President. Mrs. Mary Stilley. Mr. Manny Maggedy. Mrs. Patricia Bowie. Mr. John Ploss. Mrs. Annette Brahm. Let's give them a big round of applause. Finally, I would like to leave you with the following request. Our parents, our students, and our community are proud that the Lee Summit High School graduation is a dignified and formal event. We appreciate the students' and guests' assistance in assuring a respectful program that allows us to honor each graduate. As we recognize each graduate tonight, we ask that you please refrain from applause and other noise that could interfere with each graduate's recognition. Thank you.
As we reflect upon our high school careers, we are not only reminded of the impact we have made upon one another, but also our unifying presence as a class. To symbolize these accomplishments and the changes we have endured, we present Lee Summit High School with the Class of 2002 Senior Gift. We have decided to donate a tiger statue to be placed in the courtyard outside the cafeteria where a tree once stood in order to represent how we, as a class, lived and grew at Lee Summit High School during the past 4 years. Thank you, and best wishes.
Senior Senate officers, Senior Senate representatives, and faculty members have chosen 4 outstanding senior class members to present the speeches this evening. I am most honored to present Ian Bushner, Ola Shaheen, Lindsay Estes, and Hannah Turk.
The playwright The playwright Oscar Wilde once wrote, "Once past is what one is. It is the only way by which one should be judged." Our past began 18 years ago. But everyone from freshman biology remembers that video no need to recreate the magic. So let's skip forward to 1989, kindergarten. Life was so much simpler then. Some guys, like J.R. Kessler, spent all day playing with G.I. Joe. Others, well, ate glue. Some girls, like Amanda Hicks, played with My Little Ponies, while others, like Jenna Valley, chased boys. But the only woman of real interest to any of us guys was April from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Quickly, we moved into the active social world of Lee Summit. Who can forget those exciting skating parties at Landmark, where Brian Garris taught us all the hand signals for too legit to quit? I'm still working on it. But even with our newfound hammer power, most of us were still too shy for couple skating. By 4th grade, we had dropped our parachute pants. Some, like Sarah Boatwright, spent their time choosing their own adventures, over and over and over again. Others collected pogs. But even at 10, you can only throw giant coins at little sacks of cardboard for so long. So we moved on to our more mature tastes in our comic book years. I remember one vicious battle with Matt Wilkie over who had marriage rights to Psylocke, the ultimate ex-woman. 5th grade brought us Ace of Base and The Film, which taught us all about human growth and development. Armed with this masterful lesson, we spent the next few years going out. But where were we going? The only place our parents would take us, the Summit 4 Megaplex, or the skating rink. In junior high, whispering, note writing, and makeup application took on strategic importance. Life was a sea of lockers, new faces, and mixers. Remember the big winter dance? Out for dinner at Heroes, and then cruising in the back of her mother's minivan? Soon, we became the epitome of cool. We were 8th graders. We could find our classes, open our lockers, and most importantly, tease the Sevies. Just kidding. When we finally thought we'd figured out life, they shipped us off to high school. A lot of us spent the summers preparing. Football, cross country, marching band, and cheerleading. On my first football two-a-day for the varsity team, I remember a cheery blonde woman coming up to us all and encouraging us to do our best. Later, I learned that this was none other than Mrs. Gibson, soon to be Dr. Gibson, our building principal. Over the next 4 years, we grew, each in our own direction. Yet every Thursday, we were all connected by the mysterious inner force of the chicken fried steak. Affectionately known as CFS. We've gone through a lot of change. Purple lockers, block scheduling, and the birth of the Learning Lab. But we've also spent a lot of time huddled around television screens, watching the world explode at a Colorado high school, in a Florida voting booth, and around a New York City skyscraper. Yes, as Oscar Wilde warns, we will be judged by our past. Those who judge our history will note 2 very important things. First, we had the courage, the strength, and the unity to survive great political, social, and personal change. And second, we were LS.
As the coach says, it's a great day to be a Tiger. In the 8th grade, we started planning for this occasion with the infamous 4-year planners. And tonight, we are the 100th class to graduate from Lee Summit High School. The present has one advantage over every other time. It is our own. Entering Lee Summit High School, we were determined to stand out, to be our own individual, to be a Drew Hartley, an Andrea Rente, a John Tucker, a Jamie Wen, or an Emily Brooks, or any other equally unique individual. Even tonight, we took great pains with our appearances and outfits for the occasion to stand out as individuals, to be noticed. Sitting here assembled as the class of 2002, look around you. After 4 years, we all look just the same. We, the class of 2002, know the importance of being part of a whole, like neutrons in an atom or players on a team. Yet sometimes, at a school this size, it is easy to feel lost and inconspicuous as a tiny dot. However, as French artist Georges Seurat shows us, a million tiny dots can produce a marvelous masterpiece. In fact, this may be the ultimate lesson of our senior year. Last September, we learned firsthand the importance of being part of a whole, the bigger picture. It didn't matter whether you were Republican or Democrat, black or white, rich or poor. We stood together as Americans. Somehow, the same concepts of strength and unity is here tonight. There's a certain security in knowing that I match with Courtney Johnson. Tonight, it doesn't matter whether you were IB or Risk, debate or drama, basketball or football, chess or cheerleader. We sit together as graduates. Tonight, we sit as survivors of freshman orientation, the sophomore slump, Mr. Voss's American government class, and an infinite variety of map testing. Along the way, we learn the consequences of not putting our names on our assignments, that some teachers, like Mrs. Dinker, really won't take things late, and that others, such as Mr. Harrelson, want us to kiss. And by that I mean, keep it simple, seniors. We now know that during one class period, a plastic baby cries a lot, and that Dr. Gibson really is the building principal. Tonight, what matters is the foundation that Lee Summit High School has created for us. As we celebrate our success, it is important to do so in a responsible manner. Let us also stop and thank those who have taught us, coached us, raised, and cared for us. Ralph Waldo Emerson observed that what lies behind us and what lies in front of us are mere matters compared to what lies within us. And what does lie within the class of 2002? The same thing that lies within the Lee Summit and community: strength, hard work, fortitude, and individuality. Tonight, we follow past graduates like Stephanie Estes, Shannon McDonald, and Jared Smith. As we leave our footsteps for others to follow, we become a part of history, because tonight, we are LS.
Malcolm X suggested that education is the passport to the future. Tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Today, many of us prepared for tomorrow by packing our bags for Project Grad. Tonight, we will celebrate, and tomorrow, we will sleep. Beyond that lies the great unknown, our future, the real world. Whether the real world is the military, college, or work, it seems that the overwhelming question that looms in everyone's mind is, can we cut it? Are we prepared for the real world? When school started last August, many of us had the future planned. However, since last September, world events have proven to us that life seldom turns out the way we plan. Researchers caution Americans to plan on changing careers at least 3 times within the next 10 years. Are we prepared to face these changes? John Dewey once observed that education is what you have left after you've forgotten everything you memorized to pass the test. Personally, I have long since forgotten the 206 bones of the human body that Mr. Baker required students to memorize for anatomy class. Mrs. Hall required students in her English class to memorize all 53 prepositions. All right, Laura Menzel, can you name them? Mr. Bittner made us memorize all the countries in Europe. Remember Yugoslavia? It doesn't exist anymore. Today, it's Serbia and Montenegro. While some of the facts that we have learned in the past 13 years have changed, the important lessons haven't. Waiting until 11 o'clock to do 3 hours of homework and still getting 8 hours of sleep by the time the alarm goes off at 6 a.m. might add up in high school, but in the real world, no one cares whether or not you got 8 hours of sleep. Employers only care whether or not you get the job done on time and correctly. The class of 2002 has learned to work hard. We leave remembering the voices of Mr. Mosier and other dedicated teachers urging us to hold excellence above mediocrity. In fact, not all lessons are learned in the classroom. Most of the skills used in the real world were learned in the halls. Effective communication, how to stick up for yourself, and how to go with the flow. Activities like performing on stage, cadet teaching at elementary schools, or competitive gymnastics have taught us to be a part of the team. They taught us that everyone has something to teach, if we are willing to learn. Lee Summit has also taught us to fix mistakes. Many of the words spoken here tonight are the collective thoughts and efforts of our friends and teammates. Soon, many of us will be trading in our backpacks for briefcases, our old friends for new. Tonight, we enter the future knowing the value of a hand to hold, a sympathetic ear, and a shoulder to lean on. Most importantly, Lee Summit has taught us to learn. Whether you want to grow up to manage McDonald's or manage our country, the potential is in us. Our future is not in the job, the future lies in the man or woman who holds the job. Experience has proven to be the hardest teacher because she gives the test first and the lesson afterward. We leave prepared to face life's tests and learn her lessons. We trade the campus at Lee Summit for the classrooms of the world. Whatever adventure awaits us, wherever the class of 2002 goes, a part of us will always be LS.
Good evening. I'm Ann Starlin Horner, Associate Superintendent of Instruction and Leadership, and it's my privilege to honor our foreign exchange students. For over 30 years, Lee Summit High School has participated in foreign exchange programs housing students from other countries throughout the world. And we're able to continue this program because families in our community have graciously opened their homes to host these students. Leaving your home country and traveling far away from your family and friends takes courage on the part of these students, and the transition isn't always easy. However, the staff and students at Lee Summit High School are committed to the success of our exchange students. To illustrate this, I would like to share some comments that Dr. Gibson received from one of our current students who wrote, "I came to Lee Summit a year ago. I didn't know anyone, and I often felt lost. Not very long after my meeting with the school, the lost feeling went over to excitement. I have felt so welcomed, so honored." And he went on to compliment the administration, the staff, and the students. Sharing the experiences of our exchange students has enriched our schools and our community. Would each of the foreign exchange students and each host family please stand and be recognized?
The International Baccalaureate Diploma Program is the most rigorous academic curriculum available in the world. Students who choose this program share a common curriculum with students from over 95 countries on 5 continents. Leading the instruction of these students are 25 pre-IB and IB teachers. Will those teachers who are present this evening stand as we applaud them for their dedication to the program? Many of our students choose to participate as certificate students in up to 4 International Baccalaureate courses. At this time, I would ask that all International Baccalaureate certificate students rise. Please join me in recognizing them for their hard work. This year's group of International Baccalaureate diploma candidates is the largest in the history of Lee Summit High School. As I call your name, would each of the International Baccalaureate diploma candidates join me on stage, and would the parents of the candidates stand and remain standing until all candidates have been recognized? Please hold your applause until the end of the presentation so that each name can be clearly heard. Meg Audrain. Ryan Bells. Sarah Boatright. Emily Brooks. Ian Bushner. Adam Fahrenholz. Teresa Lehman. Jared Rowland. Shannon Stewart. Hannah Turk. Ben Walton. Candidates, the meaning of this diploma cannot be etched on a plaque or written on a parchment scroll. It can only be felt in the heart and mind of you, the candidate, as the wonderful sense of accomplishment. You have tested your capabilities and you have triumphed.
Good evening. My name is Deirdre Gibson, and I am proud to be the principal of Lee Summit High School. It is an honor for me to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2002. Please join me in welcoming your valedictorian to the stage, Miss Hannah Turk.
Tonight, 569 of us are going to graduate. At least I hope so. Megan Minier, are you there? Okay, thank you. All right, good, we can start. Wow, I can't believe that I have known most of you for my whole life. We have made it, we have gotten here. When I first came to high school, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit around all day taking easy classes while enjoying the good conversation of my friends. I still don't know what happened to that idea. But seriously, I came to high school looking to challenge myself. I know many of you decided on activities such as sports, music, art, stealthily passing vitally important notes in class without interception, or desperately trying to sleep through the dreaded hours of the day. I chose academics. And along the way, I learned that it does not matter what you choose. What matters is that you have a passion for it. Tonight, we will find out whether our passions and the past 13 years of our lives have given us enough poise and grace and foresight and skill and strength and stamina to carry us down those stairs without falling. I even had to practice walking down my steps at home tonight to see if I could handle all that pressure. Do you fully comprehend the magnitude of those 10 feet? At the bottom of those stairs lies a new challenge, life. We are soon going to take steps into that new world, much like the first steps, the steps to finish grade school and junior high, the steps into high school, and the future steps into the workplace, marriage, parenthood, and the rest of our lives. This is just the beginning. Where do we go from here? After all the exams have been taken, the fines paid, the locker slammed shut for the last time, where will life take us? Maybe to a distant, mysterious land where planners no longer control our passage, or just a couple miles down the road where our destinies and our dreams merge. But as Confucius often wished others, wherever you go, go with all your heart. In the next couple of minutes or hours, we will graduate and embark on the future. I wish you all well, and in a moment like this, all I can think to say is wow. That's it, just wow.
Thank you, Hannah. Before we give special recognition to our students who have achieved academic excellence, I want to take a moment to praise the teachers and other staff who have contributed to the development of the students in the class of 2002. The teachers and other staff in the Lee Summit R7 School District are truly outstanding and committed professionals. Would each staff member in our district please stand and be recognized? We all know that our greatest teachers are without question the family members who care for us as we grow into adulthood. Would all parents, step-parents, guardians, and grandparents of the students of the class of 2002 please stand and be recognized? The National Merit Scholarship Program is designed to identify and honor exceptional high school students and encourage them to pursue college. Each year, over 1.2 million high school students enter the National Merit Scholarship Program competition. About 34,000 of those students are named commended scholars on the basis of their test scores. It is an honor to introduce the Lee Summit High School Commended Scholars. Will Megan Conrad and Genevieve Valley please join us on the stage and be recognized? Approximately 14,500 students who qualify as National Merit semifinalists have the opportunity to advance to finalist standing. 4 members of the Lee Summit High School graduating class were named National Merit finalists. About 7,900 finalists become actual National Merit scholars. All 4 of our Lee Summit High School finalists have earned scholar recognition, the most for the first time at Lee Summit High School. This is quite an achievement. These scholars represent fewer than 1% of graduating seniors throughout the United States. Will Sarah Boatwright, Emily Brooks, Ian Bushner, and Adam Fahrenholtz please join us on the stage to be recognized as National Merit Scholars? thank you for joining us in honoring each of these outstanding Lee Summit High School seniors. It is a tremendous pleasure for me to introduce the seniors who rank in the top 5% of the Lee Summit High School senior class of 2002. As your name is called, seniors, will you please join us on the stage? Parents, as your son or daughter's name is read, will you please stand and remain standing? Would members of the audience please hold your applause until each student has been introduced, so each name will be heard. Our top 5% of the class: Benjamin Delheim with a grade point average of 4.086. Jessica Dixon with a grade point average of 4.098. Brian Garris with a grade point average of 4.101. Travis Carlson with a grade point average of 4.108. Margaret Audrain with a grade point average of 4.128. Brianna Patterson with a grade point average of 4.139. Leah Kennard with a grade point average of 4.165. Ashley Law with a grade point average of 4.17608. Amanda Hicks with a grade point average of 4.17609. Brian Anderson with a grade point average of 4.180. David Kilcran with a grade point average of 4.186. Holly Zellhofer with a grade point average of 4.19332. Ashley Todd with a grade point average of 4.19333. Jared Livingston with a grade point average of 4.19870. Adam Fahrenholtz with a grade point average of 4.203. Rachel Rourke with a grade point average of 4.237. Teresa Lehman with a grade point average of 4.28. Ryan Wida with a grade point average of 4.291. Emily Brooks with a grade point average of 4.295. Kendra Gutlick with a grade point average of 4.303. Rachel Reed with a grade point average of 4.31. Michelle Gutierrez with a grade point average of 4.35. And now I am pleased to invite to the stage those students who are in the top 1% in the class of 2002. Number 6 in the class, Kristen Humphrey with a grade point average of 4.385. Number 5 in the class, Sarah Boatwright with a grade point average of 4.403. Number 4 in the class, Shannon Stewart with a grade point average of 4.456. Ian Bushner, number 3 in the class, with a grade point average of 4.471. Number 2 in the class, Catherine Hunzinger, with a grade point average of 4.520. And number 1 in the senior class, Hannah Turk, with a grade point average of 4.576. I would ask that Katie and Hannah please stay with me on the stage, and as the students exit, one more round of applause for the top 5% of the class. Those students were not sure who was going to land in that top 5%, many of them until tonight as we ran final grade point averages late today. Congratulations to all of you. As number 2 in the senior class, Catherine Hunzinger is our class salutatorian. Katie, would you please join me to receive your medallion? Congratulations, Catherine.
Thank you.
As number 1 in the class of 2002, Hannah Turk is your class valedictorian. Hannah, please join me to receive your valedictorian medallion. Or you could take it off. Congratulations, ladies. We have had the opportunity to recognize some of our students for academic excellence. And now is the time to recognize each student and to allow each graduate to shine. As I look out at you, I know that you all have and will continue to do great things, each of you in your own special way. I see among you some students who follow a long line of previous high school graduates. Some of you are graduates for the first time in your family. You all will go on to work, train, possibly receive master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and PhDs. But tonight, we are so proud of you because you become graduates of the class of 2002, Lee Summit High School. Tonight, we continue a tradition that we began 3 years ago. As each graduate leaves the stage, each of you will receive a bronze medallion to recognize your personal achievement at Lee Summit High School. Before we recognize each graduate, at the request of some of our students, will you please take a moment of silence with me as we reflect on those who are not able to be here tonight. Some who were classmates, family members, and friends. Those who could not join us in person during the ceremonious time. Thank you. Parents and other guests, as we recognize each graduate tonight, we ask that you refrain from loud noise that could interfere with each family hearing the name of their special graduate. Mr. Tyndall, President of the Board, Mr. Zamar, Vice President of the Board, and other members of the Board of Education, I hereby certify that these 568 students, having completed over 15,000 hours of community service, and having met all other requirements as set forth by the State Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Lee Summit R7 Board of Education, are now eligible to receive their diplomas.
Tanya K. White.
Tacey Ann Willoughby.
Courtney Camille Johnson.
Samantha Kathleen Dane.
Kara Bowman Chapman.
Andrew Justin Howland.
Amanda Jewel French.
Armour David Stevenson III.
Jamie Lynn Mills.
Adam Joseph Rutherford.
Jessica Therese Lakey.
Joseph Edward Rizicki.
Kevin Andrew Glazer.
Kara Darlene Powell.
Ian Nathaniel Bushner.
Eric Michael Williams.
Ola Hassan Shaheen.
Margaret Teresa Audrain.
Lindsay Ellen Estes.
Ryan Glenn Bells.
Hannah Marine Turk.
Teresa Patricia Lehman.
Megan Lee Conrad.
Jared Paul Rowland.
Genevieve Renee Bally.
Shannon Renee Stewart.
Emily Susanna Brooks.
Benjamin Michael Walton.
Sarah Lucinda Boatwright.
Darren Michael Myers.
Adam Charles Fahrenholtz.
Douglas Clark Solansky.
Heidi Marie Volz.
Jason Everett Titus.
Nathan Robert Thorson.
Keely Marie Thomas.
Eric Wayne Upfer.
Catherine Lee Hunzinger.
Charles Richard Booth Jr.
Michelle Lynn Gutierrez.
Kristen Lee Humphrey.
Ryan Dean Weeda.
Kendra Michelle Gietlich.
Rachel Nicole Rourke.
Rachel Lynn Reed.
Ashley Elizabeth Todd.
Ashley Nicole Law.
Amanda Renee Hicks.
Jared Scott Livingston.
David John Kilcran.
Holly Jan Zellhofer.
Leah Michelle Kennard.
Brian Robert Anderson.
Jessica Nicole Dixon.
Brianna Lynn Patterson.
Brian Lambert Garris.
Travis Seth Carlson.
Mindy Nicole Emmanuel.
Benjamin Joseph Delheim.
Jessica D. Rowe.
Joseph William Weber.
Timothy William Brazelton.
Theron Lee Sutherland.
Gregory Allen Calloway.
Jonathan Lee Knotts.
Christophe Pierre de Potter from Belgium.
Krista Jolie Corson.
Velko Jeletovic from Yugoslavia.
Shannon Michelle Deal.
Pietra Finca from Germany.
Christina Sue Stanford.
Costanza Hertz from Germany.
Brandon Walter Groh.
Maganus Erasmussen.
Christopher Clayton Weber.
Ottavio Bartosen.
Justin Ryan May.
Faris Al Kayali from Uzbekistan.
Patrick Wayne Hilton.
Erin Beth Attar, Australia.
Blaine Michael Beller.
Valerie Lynn Sheets.
Andrew Scott Allen.
Jonathan Michael Tucker.
Amber Nicole Fowler.
Sarah Rebecca Neal.
Kyle Stephen DeFord.
Yehan Wadal El Gussein.
Robert Joseph Riesbeck.
Adrienne Marie Tenorio.
Suzanne Nicole Savory.
Jill Ashley Baker.
Catherine Elizabeth Carpenter.
Danessa Christine Fennell.
Matthew Allen Fuller.
Joshua Ray Stanton.
Douglas Wendell Shepard.
Mark Stephen Gaither.
Lacey Annetta Spencer.
Michael John Slusher.
Megan Christine Brown.
Eric Wayne Parcell.
Matthew Cole Ernest, the first.
Brandon Michael Roberts.
Sarah Carolyn Bowman Chapman.
Benjamin Curtis Martin.
Natalie Danielle Brend.
Brandon Kyle Dixon.
Kevin Ray Shoemaker.
Leslie Ray Househunt.
Christopher Jean Johnson.
Lindsay Ray Westbrook.
Lauren Fishbeck.
Ashley Marie Nelligan.
Camila Nafasi Shakur.
Jessica Johnson.
Micah Scott Walls.
Ella Louise Burgess.
Catricia Renee Tilford.
Shayna Lindsay Ballard.
Kevin Othello Watkins II.
Catherine Marie Evans.
Kenneth Afera Cunningham.
Adam Thomas Dennison.
Michael Dwayne Waits II.
Nathan Michael Evans.
Jamie Marion Wynn.
Jace Logan Hewitt.
Ronald J. Hodges.
Caleb Ian Collins.
Rashad Jamal Gibson.
Christine Elizabeth White.
Richard Nyek.
Megan Catherine Connor.
Doriana Arlene Nicole Anderson.
Jamie Lee Hunt.
Myra Latrice Davis.
Victoria Nicole Waite.
Sarah Catherine Nichols.
Becky Lee Steed.
Lindsay Michelle Cook.
Cassandra Renee Westhoff.
Lauren Marie McGovern.
Joanna Marie Wallace.
Jessica Lane Steinmeier.
Lauren Nicole Lord.
Megan Denise Cole.
Rebecca Elizabeth Moreno.
Joanna Lee Hilton.
Jessica Elaine Scott.
Sarah Beth Fightmaster.
Ryan James Gibbs.
Jessica Marie Dietrich.
Carrie Lynn Rowland.
Miranda Diane Smith.
Kenneth James Duncan.
Meredith Ann Horn.
Drew Allen Schenke.
Rachel Ann Blake.
James Michael Robertson.
Lindsay Michelle Frith.
Ryan Andrew Elam.
Annette Roxy Chaviano.
Kristen Marie Tull.
Matthew Craig Merrigan.
Brittany Nicole Corson.
Kendra Joy Duckworth.
Tyler James Evans.
Philip Anthony Lawrence.
William Vernon Taylor.
Elizabeth Alden Kellogg.
Adam Daniel Notice.
Katie Ann Sorgi.
Joe Austin Finn.
Andrea Renee Renty.
Micah Frank Glover.
Grant Douglas Ruggles.
Matthew Siegel Glover.
Nicole Renee Payne.
Dustin Ryan Boudreau.
Katie Janelle Blevins.
Jonathan Dean Woods.
Sarah Louise Waniger.
Aaron Michael Butler.
Daniel Stephen Martinez.
Nam Uk Cho.
Austin Montgomery Bryant.
Christina Lynn Poole.
Travis Wayne Culp.
Michael Vincent Alberts.
Matthias Spencer Bostic.
Carrie Elizabeth Lassiter.
Cindy Lynn Lamp.
Melissa Ann Matthews.
Joel Wilson.
Amanda Lee Bates.
Matthew William Drescher.
Katie Susan Cox.
David Adam Schmuck.
Jennifer Marie Terry.
Ryan James Rogers.
Amanda Nicole Hackett.
Joshua David Bernal.
Stephanie Dawn Davis.
Adam William Brown.
Rachel Jan Mock.
Stephen Michael Thomas.
Jessica Ellen Hall.
Jillian Christine Dunbar.
Amanda Louise Grace.
Andrea Lauren Rail.
Jacinda Marie Cease.
Kristen Rose Brummel.
Tiffany Ann Beers.
Heather Nicole Adams.
Holly Annette Matthews.
Daisha Alana Whalen.
Mark Anthony Guadalupe Saavedra.
Stephanie Marie Vick.
Caitlin Josette Trokey.
Justin Curtis Martinek.
Cassie Ann Dawn.
Trenton R. Rudder.
Dustin Dale Martin.
Sarah Elizabeth McCarty.
Patrick Michael Lockett.
Alicia Diane Munger.
Rebecca Ann Locke.
Lauren Marie Townsend.
Tamika Renee Rollins.
Allison Dawn Seabolt.
Michelle Lee Lovell.
Leah Marie Wood.
Natalie Renee Ogilvie.
Rebecca Michelle Case.
Shauna Renee Bolin.
Rachel Lee Howe.
Rachel Nicole Lehman.
William Russell Hunley.
Fraquan Lamar Mayfield.
Benjamin Justin Kober.
Vanessa Donette Stark.
Taylor Ray Klaus.
Leslie Cole Hackney Sanford.
Shannon Renee Ironwing.
Jamie Lynn Hicklin.
Amber Renee Fritz.
Sean Michael Bilak.
Rhiannon Marie Warchick.
Anthony David Minier.
Holly Ann Cowden.
Jonathan Paul Reeves.
Amanda Lee Burdick.
Andrew Lee Martell.
Noah Joseph Michael Post.
Shelby Linbaugh Johnny.
Kevin Michael Holmes.
Julianne Lee Tyndall.
John Derek Robinson.
Angela Sue Bordner.
Stephen Alexander McCarty.
Ashley Ann Brosite.
Adam Christopher Roner.
Megan Elizabeth Sanning.
Jason Matthew Binkley.
Hillary May Quayle.
Benjamin Carl Borja.
Catherine Kelly Gwynn.
Jonathan James Rebo.
Crystal Deanne Walker.
Matthew David Deniston.
Casey Danielle Brown.
Mark Raya.
Mallory Kendall Parker.
Christopher Robert Drescher.
Jeffrey Adam Simpson.
Logan D. Hayden.
Charles Wesley Ferguson.
Joshua Michael Guzman.
John Daniel Pittman.
Jeffrey Raymond McDonald.
Matthew Martin Howell.
Chance Edward Irvin.
Mallory Lynn Renfro.
Cassius Riley Jr.
Mallory Kirsten Lutz.
Jeremy Earl Daw.
Carrie Ann Starr Ziegelman.
Mitchell Joseph Turner.
Benjamin Fallon Carl.
Joshua Chester Gillum.
Adam Talbert Laird.
Jonathan Glenn Howard.
Ralph Edward Garvin.
Tanya Rose Gum.
Kevin Clifford Kenneman.
Evan Chase Weaver.
Jennifer Lynn Gasper.
Matthew Robert Foster.
Adam Wesley Friedland.
Tyler Matthew White.
Chad Edwin Aponte.
Adam Joseph Alquist.
J. Michael Miller.
Kyle Anthony Zamar.
David Joseph Mitchell.
Ryan Gregory Sainert.
James Robert McCann.
Julie Brianne Callahan.
Amanda Irene Harris.
Natalie Denise Stone.
Jared Scott McCann.
Janice Jill Dye.
Stephanie Ann Powell.
Kristen Nicole Schick.
Jessica Lene Hardy.
Johanna Marie Craven.
Misty Nicole Barentine.
Kaylin Sullivan.
Brandy Elise Mack.
Anna Lee Anderson.
Erin Marie Rohr.
Aaron Robert Weeks.
Megan Louise Barton.
Megan Brianne Payne.
Sherelle Levon Wheeler.
Kathleen Marie McInnes.
Jeremy Charles Pyle.
Kristen Nicole Carnegie.
Bradley Curtis Jadon.
Jill Renee Robinson.
Ryan Edward Ortballs.
Robert Donald Weber Jr.
Jason Anthony Ortballs.
Adam Christopher Fesco.
Justin Lee Noland.
Paul David Eager.
Stefan Dean Shipley.
Jeremy John Paul Cook.
Joseph Vincent Tomborello.
Angela Lee Bredemeyer.
Dustin James Young.
Lindsay Marie Buckles.
Megan Elise May Manier.
Andrew Jordan Powell.
Rebecca Lynn Green.
Kyle Andrew Salzberg.
Michael Ryan Conway.
Kyle Matthew Dumas.
Jack Rawlings Kessler.
James Kenneth Perry.
Christopher David DeGraffenreid.
David Matthew Garcia.
Aaron Russell Clover.
Chad Anthony Rosenthal.
Darren Lee Phillips.
Bradley George Tryon.
Tricia Marie Glasgow.
Stephanie Catherine Keeling.
Ashley Nicole Burkhead.
Jesse Lynn Goebel.
Marguerite Aziz Gurgis.
Lindsay Ann Young.
Tessa Elaine Shute.
Amanda Michelle Wilson.
Paul Aaron Bennett.
Shaheen Ajar Latif.
Megan Lorianne Hines.
Eric James Messner.
Danielle Lee Naylor.
Robert Druin Hartley.
Cassandra Lee Frericks.
Andrew Farrell Gray.
Brandy Nicole Bailey.
James Patrick Phelps.
Jennifer M. Beebe.
Reed Allen Benson.
Stacy Lynn Hilliard.
Laura Susan Cruz.
Melissa Marie Scheffler.
Nicole Marie Simmons.
Stacia Marie Kapanka.
Jordan Daniel McGrath.
Heather Dawn Hanahan.
Jamie Lee Satterfield.
Tiffany Ann Stewart Alexander.
Ashley Michelle Malloy.
Amanda Lee Kobe.
Dustin Eugene Bruno.
Lorianne Englehart.
Jessica Ann Murley.
Bobby Joe Schloop.
Kristen Renee Cox.
Brianna Carol Hammergren.
Nathan Alex Martin.
Shannon Lee Darby.
Casey Lee Swafford.
Tanya Joe Henderson.
Keith Elliott Casas.
Chris Franklin Cambers.
Scott Michael Whalen.
Justin Paul Huckabee.
Dana Lee George.
Katrina Lynn Mars.
Lindsay Marie Johnson.
Jamie Lynn Johnson.
Rachel B. Schubert.
Sarah Kathleen Renicky.
Lisa Nicole Swenson.
Christopher Joseph Huey.
John Mitchell Hughes.
Joshua Michael Caleb Cromley.
Christopher Brian Stevens.
Brandon Allen Reno.
Brian Gregory Baker.
Christopher James Lee.
Ryan Derek Rader.
Jacob Timothy Schurter.
Josh Cortland Mills.
Nathan Hugh Engert.
Kevin Neil Ecord.
Christopher Arlen Zier.
Andrew Joseph Carpenter.
Keith Philip Hage.
Alec James Taylor.
Krista Michelle Pabst.
Bailey Deanna Whitford.
Christina Rochelle Scarvin.
Benjamin Adam Money.
Ryan James Simpson.
Monica Aaron Heights.
Stephen James Jones.
Paul Sebron Pfeiffer.
Devin Lee Lambeth.
Denise Lynn Englehart.
Matthew Scott Van Pelt.
Rachel Leanne Wilson.
Casey Lee Culbertson.
Amanda Renee Cressy.
Joshua David Simpson.
Elizabeth Ann Ward.
Andrew Richard White.
Angela Lynn Arnold.
Andrew Paul Loffer.
Victoria Lynn Ward.
Matthew James Wilkie.
Kelly Lee Hands.
Elena Leanne Rye.
Jacob John Gately.
Alyssa Lynn Jacobson.
Jacob D. Cox.
Casey Nicole Constable.
Christopher David Shoemaker.
Jerica Joyce Williams.
Leah Taylor Pape.
Jennifer Christy Galetti.
Jennifer Michelle Varner.
Jamie Nicole Gray.
Thomas Michael Van Gilder.
Sandra Michelle Atkinson.
Kevin Robert Greer.
Julie Ann Steinert.
Susan Marie Greer.
Paul Allen Maxwell.
Famada Gehring.
Jacob Mark Pace.
Lindsay Marie Dobnikar.
Courtney Adele Keylor.
Paul Mark William Edquist.
Jason Matthew Todd.
Timothy Joseph Ross Lang.
Kenneth David Blum.
Dylan Michael Little.
John Zach Hart.
Michael Neil Perkins II.
Delana Janice Evans.
Kimberly Ann Hallberg.
Michael Adam Carroll.
Christopher Michael Crossland.
Ryan Anthony Holland.
Keith Dale Brink.
Ashley Lauren Fisher.
Tyler Wayne Smith.
Rochelle Victoria Carlson.
Aaron Joseph Donnell.
Nicholas James O'Hare.
Nicholas Ludwig Scott Weinel.
David Benjamin Huber.
Aaron Patrick Fitzgerald.
Eric Justin Steen.
Randall Allen Inman.
John Lewis Graham.
Daniel Lee Onweiler.
Travis Grant Stewart.
Chase Jesse Higginbotham.
Timothy Jason Robinson.
Nicholas Adam Bell.
Jorge Uga Arana.
Charles Anthony Cercello.
Sarah Elizabeth Spears.
Justin Stewart Clark.
Heather Nicole Villines.
Matthew Reed Holmes.
Jocelyn Ann Sullivan.
Laura Christine Menzel.
Jessica Louise Turner.
Jessica Larice Wallace.
Robert James Nelson.
Casey Lee Matthews.
Megan Marie Haddock.
Hannah Marie Kern.
John Guy Totsky.
Brandy Lee Knaps.
Amy Elizabeth McGuire.
Jamie Marie Roll.
Cassidy Lee Kursky.
Ainsley Ann Lewis.
Autumn Nicole Nesselrode.
Elizabeth Ann Lewis.
JC Ann Calhoun.
Bradley Stephen Welsh.
Megan Marie Stalker.
Christopher Ryan Dolance.
Amber Danielle Gillen.
Jonathan Michael Gerke.
Sarah Ann Gursky.
Brian Paul Weibel.
Alicia Marie Collins.
Ryan Andrew Metzger.
Ariadne Richardson Fish.
Matthew Allen Nickel.
Megan Elizabeth Brumble.
Bonita Marie Stevenson.
Christina Renee Frommer.
Vanessa Patrice Polk.
Sarah Nicole Sherman.
Blake Allen Hearn.
Kayla Marie Tompkins.
Michael Thomas Clemma.
Derek Ray Eaton.
Nicholas Michael Weber.
Marlon Anthony Mitchell.
James Wallace Hudgens.
Amarissa Champeau.
Cole Anthony Anderson.
Maria Christina Tota.
Christopher Marshall Dawson. Jeffrey Ryan Lippert. Robert Gerald Sandlin. Crystal Marie Goody.
Jesse Goble, I love you. I'm Aaron Simpson. And Les Simpson, sorry.
Tyler Ray Wells. Michael Damian Cusmano. Valerie Renee Shaner.
He didn't get to the mic.
Lucas Yeager Ulrich. Remy Dwan Franklin. Marvin Earl Hamilton.
As we leave high school tonight, we will remember these years together and the special place we have shared. We have fond memories of our past and high hopes for our future. We will reach for the stars and respect the world. We leave prepared to compete and knowing how to cooperate. We will blend idealism of our youth with wisdom of age to be responsible citizens respecting the rights of others, to think with clarity, to act with courage, and to live with purpose. This is our mission.
Nice doing business with you.
Yeah, I'll try not to ever launch your water over.
Yeah, I'll always try and put it off to the side there.
I didn't get him, the two guys. I had him back a little bit, but I don't know what he was trying to do. He leaned back at Miss Oliver and said sorry. He had second thoughts.